Probably my wife.
Good afternoon. Chris Forry feeling a little inferiority complex because people didn't tune in as fast as he would have liked.
I took forever.
Welcome back, everybody, to Walnut Hill Bowl. We're here in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, with our host, Robert Toth. Robert, thank you so much for hosting.
Congratulations.
And congratulations on making the let's do you first. Congratulations
Absolutely.
on making the finals. You've added $500 to this event, and we just found out you're adding $500 to the non-champs event tomorrow.
Yeah,
Is that
we have
correct?
to be fair, Bruce.
Thank you so much, Robert, for all you do. Thank you
Yeah.
for hosting. I know you run two great centers here in Walnut Hill and in Old Mountain. We appreciate everything that you do. I've bowled many events in both centers, always run flawlessly. It's been a great day, so thank you so much. I wanted to get that out of the way first, because once he starts talking, we're not going to be able to stop him. So.
Hey, Bruce,
Anyway,
it's his day.
It's his day. Well, then,
thank you.
Then, of course, Mr. Forry, congratulations. He's
Bruce,
won
thank you.
a senior event here, the NEBA I Am Bowling, powered by Logo Infusion Senior Singles, won by Chris Forry with playing many different lines. I'd have to say there's more different lines I've seen you ever play with the purple. So take us through that last match. Let's start back. Let's work backwards. First of all, you came out of the chute with 820. Well, let's talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about the last match. You moved over to 21-2. There had not been a game bowled on that since qualifying.
Yep.
So how did you find that pair different compared to the earlier pairs that they were hooking a little more?
Well, you got 4 shots. So the first 2 I threw resin because I was like, at some point today, resin has to be good. But both shots with the Obsession Tour weren't very good. So I went back to the urethane because obviously I knew it was approximately where I was going to play, just to try and keep it up and in. And I was using a really tall pin one. It looked good in practice. I went 2 ring 10s, got them right, and they came back. I came back to Carl. I go, that looked pretty good because I missed right, and they really came back pretty good. But then when I got it, but I was like, I don't want to throw it there. I want to keep it up the lane. And then a couple of balls just didn't hook. And so that's why I had Carl come over. So I think the move is to go further right with the weaker one. So I have another purple, go to a weaker one so I can jam it harder, knowing that if I miss a touch right, it'll hook back.
Mm-hmm. And someone said to me today, he's been using that purple hammer all day. And I said, no. Chris has 2 or 3 of those.
2 different ones.
He's got some different layouts.
Drilled differently, sure.
Yeah, just trying to figure out the beginning of the day, actually, I used the same one until the 820 set, until the third game of 820, and then we got on a pair where the right lane, my ball 2 pins with the strong one, and I'm like, I don't need to move right. I actually need to go to a weaker ball, stay in the same spot, and then I struck out for 820 or whatever. But then the next couple of games, I said I was just fishing because once I didn't have a perfect look with the urethane, I'm like, I'm going to make the finals, so now they're not re-oiling. There might be other things to do because I watched Steve Dale bowl really good playing in the middle of the lane. So
well, let me recap for a second for you.
Sure,
Your first
no
3 games in qualifying were 820, 270, 260, 260. Then it turns out that every game you bowled in qualifying had either a 7 or a 6 as the middle number.
Not good.
And then you joined the Century Club, which means you went from 270 to 170 and 260 to 160. So you had some struggling games the last 2, but you were fishing at that point.
Yeah, I just realized I couldn't catch. I felt like Sean Richard and Halot. I bowled next to Billy. And when I started the last game, I threw like a double. Then I spared a couple times. I'm like, I'm not catching Billy. He's shooting another 230 game. Richard was bowling really good. So I'm like, just keeping the buys. But, again, playing for the finals because I'm like, they're not re-oiling. How would I attack them differently? And then, of course, I got the buy, which helped me because on the practice pair I played, like I came over to you, I played different zones with the urethane.
Right.
Saying, okay, if I play here, what do I have to do? If I play here, what do I have to do? Obviously, they're different on every pair, but just to get an idea.
And you were 2 zones in, I think, down here on, I think you were on 19 and 20. You were 2 zones in here.
Yep.
And then you were only 1 zone in, it seems, on the championship.
Yeah, the championship pair, like I said, I chased it back right because I was like.
After 3 or 4 shots, though.
It took a couple because, like I said, I thought I got a little
good read.
I got a little faked out in practice when I missed right by a little bit.
So did Rich. He had the same issue. He was deep and things were going long. He left that 210, then he left that 2-pin.
Yeah, the fronts are just, the fronts hook a little bit here.
Right.
I know that
they do
coming
everywhere.
here. And they do everywhere here in the Northeast.
Yeah,
the guys on tour said, thanks for sending us to the Northeast to bowl. I'm like, well, they just hook. But, yeah, the head's hooked a little bit, so when my ball just bailed, I knew I needed to go to the weaker one, but figure out how to get closer to the track again and stop playing the puddle in the middle. So.
But that pair played tighter, correct?
It actually, it's hard to say because my ball burned out faster, I felt like. So I went to the weaker ball and went further right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I actually tried to throw it harder left.
Yeah.
So if you notice at the end there, my ball is like mixing them up because I was actually looking 2 boards left to my left foot.
Right. And jam it up the lane.
Just
and
try to throw it, just land it, let the early hook take it, and just like that way I knew the ball wouldn't go left of the head.
So I guess the question is, was the pair tighter, or was it just because they had not had 3 games of match play bowled on?
I just actually think the front's hooked more on 21 too. I mean, you're by the desk.
Yeah.
So I think you can get faked out sometimes thinking they're tighter, but your ball's actually hooking that much earlier.
Yeah. So it's your first senior title. You won your first SEMBA title. So you're visiting all these senior events now that you're 50.
Yeah.
And you're winning them all.
Maybe the senior masters will be good too.
The senior mass could be. There you go. Are you coming out to Vegas?
I'm coming to Vegas. I'm
going
to.
For you.
Wow,
I'll see you out there.
I don't plan on bowling many senior stops because I'm not going to get my card. But I won to the senior masters, and we'll see how things go. If they let me throw urethane, maybe things will go okay.
They will let you. For sure, they'll let you throw urethane.
Yeah.
There's no question
There'll be some urethane balls coming with me.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Anybody you want to give a shout out to, Mr. By the way, thank you. Normally it's you and I interviewing the other person. So I just wanted to congratulate you and thank you for all your sponsorships. We never had a sponsor win, Robert. We were rooting for you today because I know you made the finals. We never had a sponsor actually go through and win the tournament.
Well, there's still time, hopefully.
There's still time, yes. Still
I thought nutmeg last week or 2 weeks ago. I'm like, all right, I got a good look here.
Yeah.
I got a good look on this. And then it's the one pair that I didn't want to hit.
I have to elaborate on one point, though. This guy does a lot for the game. His sponsorships and everything else, and Chris Viali, and underappreciated sometimes.
I greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
I think so, too. And I think there's not enough forums sometimes to give shout-outs to the right people. You think about all the guys at Strike FX, just the little thing that Alex did for gas, really renewed his love of the game by fixing his grip. He's worked with me on my grip so many times.
Yeah.
He's helped my son Andrew so much. He's just, and I know all the people you sponsor. You see Amanda took the lead out in the women's.
And team event.
Doubles and team event.
She was texting me. She goes, I shot 720 in doubles. I beat you. I go, I had 820.
Oh, geez, shake it off.
She was like, thanks.
Anyway, so just someone else you help, and I know all the people who come and out of, you've really, the philosophy you've had is keep it at one location and everybody comes to you, and you're booked 24/7, and people drive hours and hours to come to be with you.
They fly across the
work
pond.
With you. They fly. Some people move here. Carl Buckley been helping us all day, and Sarah, of course, here too.
Yep.
So, just can't say enough for everything you do for the game. And,
I really
thank
appreciate
you so
that.
much.
Yep.
And when you going to Nationals? What are you doing?
We go to Nationals June 26th and 27th. Me, Alex, Ron Nelson, and Bill Webb, and some guy, Chris Prather.
Never heard of him.
It's a great thing that I feel like I am greatly the worst bowler on the team.
Wow.
And I'm okay with that.
That's a powerful lineup right there.
I hope so.
Is Shannon O'Keefe and the O'Keefes involved with those teams in it?
No,
they were part of the Cambridge team.
They were. We're with the Sodoma group. Michael
okay.
takes care of everything. He does a great job.
Oh, okay.
So this year, Packy put a team together, and they're our companion team, and I bowled doubles with Packy this year.
Okay, we're still going with Cambridge guys, with Vic?
Yep, I think you guys go in a week, right?
No, this Thursday. Yeah, we leave.
Something coming up, right?
Wilbur and Todd Lathrop are being with us, Tony Renaud,
and
a few other guys.
And
so
you guys are bowling Friday and Saturday, correct?
We're bowling Friday's practice. We're bowling Saturday night and Sunday morning.
Okay.
Are you going? And I know you go with Van Hees group.
Yes, and we'll be bowling Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
you guys all be out there.
So hopefully they line you up.
Cheering us on and going to bed early before we get to go to bed.
And hopefully Steve Dale can whack them for you again.
Yeah.
Well, they eliminated
I know they got rid of. That's right. They got rid of the over/under thing.
Yeah, they won it. They won the Century Double. And now there's no more this year.
I don't know why they got rid of that.
They retired it.
Thousands of entries. I can't understand that.
I was about ready to say that. It actually gets good entries.
I know,
it's the one thing I actually get in. I get no side pots. I get nothing, but I will get in that.
It's crazy. So anyway, we'll see you guys out in Reno.
Yep.
Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, I would like to shout out to my first of all, my wife and son rooting me on. All the guys at Buddies. Carl sticking around and lending an ear a little bit here in the finals. The great people, obviously, with Storm, who are amazing sponsors of the sport of bowling. Brian Graham, the folks at Brunswick, who've also helped me along the way. And I know I'm trying to try not to cry because I try not to cry after I was up in the final shots. But to my father, who obviously passed away a long time ago, I'm going to start crying. But this is for you, Dad, every time.
Yeah.
Every time. And I love NEBA. I say it every time. But I said to my wife the other week, I said, you know why we haven't moved? Because I love NEBA. And I love being here.
Yeah,
I remember the advice your father gave you, and it stuck with me. It says you should be able to take any ball on any condition and use your hand and your release and adapt.
Yeah.
And
I do think there's a, we can
It's a
go on
long
forever.
lost art, a little bit.
But I do think there is I'm very happy that I learned to bowl in the 70s, and I say 70s, late 70s. I was 6, 7 years old. But in that transition of the 80s with the balls, obviously Robert, yourself, obviously you guys have been around much longer than I have. But the point is, even here, I didn't really make radical moves. It was only a 2-board move, but I really would soften, do different things with my hand just to try and stay in the zone.
Yeah.
Instead of just bouncing to a different reactive
I've
ball.
I've seen you do it, and I've seen you abdicate it. I think that's something that stuck with you. You know,
yeah,
from your dad,
I believe you should be able to make
for
one ball do some different things. And like I said, I'm not the greatest at doing that, but I still believe that there are tricks, and that's why I do believe that for as many two-handers as we have in the world, having your thumb in the ball is somewhat of an advantage still because you can do different things to it.
Sure.
Yep. So.
Well, and of course, don't forget our new tournament director, Justin Alves.
Our staff is amazing.
He did great, and Danny was here supporting him, and in his new role as NEBA manager.
Yep.
So we've had turnover there.
Debbie was here.
Debbie was here running brackets, of course, as she does.
I didn't get in brackets, and somebody said, and Tony Ronald's like, yeah, you didn't want to get in, right? I said, no.
I did. I didn't even shoot 500, so there you go. So, and, of course, shout out to Becky, who was, for all the years,
absolutely.
was NEBA manager, still on the board, still doing a committee, survey, things like that. So a great crew. So many we had a great time at the Hall of Fame dinner. That went off, I thought, really, really well. And, of course, you're a huge part of that. And so just fantastic.
Trying to get there. I just want a night where I don't have to talk at all, except for an acceptance speech.
Well, tell me about. Yes, I'd like that too, but I don't mind. Actually,
this gets me a little closer.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm close to. I need some hybrid. I need a performance / maybe voice of NEBA hybrid. Yeah. Maybe we'll have to figure something out.
Let me tell you though,
so I have to talk to the Hall of Fame committee.
I will say the
that.
Hall of Fame is something, and obviously I was president when it all happened, and we can get off of this, but it's also motivated me to bowl more and to get better.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, there's 60 people now. And let's take out the meritorious service, there's 50-some bowlers in there.
Yeah. Over a 60-year
I just want my name to be in there.
Club.
And I love the format of it. I love the point system, and it tells you what you have to do to get there. And I am driven to try. I am driven to get there.
They've done a great job with that point system. I have to give them credit.
Yeah,
that's never an easy thing to do, and I thought they've done a really nice job with it.
So that's my long-time goal is. Then after that, I might move, but I want to get there. I want to get there.
Where are you going to go? Pennsylvania? Or?
Yeah, we have a house there too.
Well, you just bought a house here.
We just bought a house here.
We just bought a house here.
I said to my wife, I'm committed to this now.
So the NEBA Hall of Fame made you buy a house here.
I am very committed to. I'm very committed to. I think it's important for our club because it gives the people of the future bowlers something to strive for. It gives somebody like me something to strive for. So I just think it's a great thing, and it's such a rich history. And I've only been around for it since late '90s, but I think it's the greatest club in bowling. I say that all the time. So
60 years young. Our 1,000th tournament coming up at Callahan's Bowler M in August. Hopefully we'll see all you guys there, and we'll be there. And once again, Robert, thanks for hosting.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Congratulations on making
Thank you
the
for all
finals.
you do for bowling. And your center, I got to say, the center is so clean, so bright.
This place is
I'm not
great.
just saying that because I've been here 4 times now between bowling some tournaments and also coaching in the youth tournament here. It's just spotless. It's clean. It's just you feel welcome when you walk in. So thank you very much.
Well, now it will hold a special place in your heart because you've won here.
Absolutely,
won here, that's
right.
Yeah, and Old Mountain, same thing.
Yeah, that center I've never been to.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I need to make the trek.
I won Semba down there.
I think we have Semba there, right? So definitely Semba. I'll be there. Cause same thing. Semba's another reason I really love living here.
Yeah.
I love that idea that Ed does. So anything. I just think bowling in New England is different. And real quick, we'll wrap this up. My guys obviously were here for the weekend for the tour stops, and they came to see me, and we were talking. They were just talking about NEBA, and I'm like, and I told them, I said, I live here because I love this. I love the NEBA. I love the things I can do. And they were like, I'm like, well, you guys, like, Jake, you live in Vegas. Bowling's great there. And they're like, we get like 12 entries for a scratch tournament.
Yeah.
And
I remember I went out to the West Coast.
And I'm like,
if they got 30 guys for an 8-gamer, that's what they call them, like a sweeper, something like that. 25, 30. That'd be a huge turnout.
And he's like,
so we get 170, 200 entries, every tournament. Usually,
he was like, how were entries at NEBA when it was here the other week? I go 185, 190.
Yeah.
He goes, oh my gosh.
And we counted it. It was down from like 195. And we counted 8 or 9 guys that weren't there because of the tour or whatever reason.
Exactly.
So so it's still going strong. Things are going great.
Yeah. Hey, and also we have a recreation patent out tomorrow.
We do. I was just saying, let's talk about the non-champs.
Yep, Stone Street.
Is that obviously that's your house shot?
Yes, our
Yeah.
house shot.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some guys show up for it.
I
And
think
girls.
I think you're gonna have a really good turnout tomorrow.
The non-champs usually draws really well. I don't know what the numbers look like.
Obviously, the weather's great
reservations,
outside, but come out and bowl.
Yeah, we'll say, hey, 6 o'clock squad tonight. Let's go. We'll be here
Yeah.
on the live stream.
Yeah.
We'll be here calling it. So,
Come on down.
all right, guys. All right, my
Robert,
friend.
thank you again for hosting.
Congratulations.
Thank you for all you do.
Senior title number 1.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Robert.
Yep.
Senior title number 1. And
Thank you.
You'll get many more. Just keep throwing it like that, my friend. You'll be in the Hall of Fame.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Take care, everybody. Thank you much. Thank you to Justin. Thank you to Danny. Thank you to Debbie and everybody who runs NEBA flawlessly. And we will see you tomorrow on the live stream for the non-champs. Come out and bowl, everybody. Take care.
Take
Thank
care.
you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Have a great night.